Hi, my name is Lorraine Brock. I'm a professional organizer and owner of a company here in DFW called Get Organized. And if you've been seeing any of my posts for back to school in the last few weeks, this is number 3. So today we're talking about how to organize kids' school papers, and we're talking about a category of papers today. So not all the kids' papers, just a category. We're talking about kids' everyday school papers. Here I have a gold tone envelope. It is about 10 by 13. It's the size that I recommend that you purchase. You can purchase a packet of these. And if they're in the different color, that's fine. You just want something that has a clasp here that will actually close securely. And so let's talk about what goes in here. So we know from one of our previous videos that your portfolio of awards, accomplishments, certificates, things like that, you are not putting in here. And we're going to talk about another system for kids' artwork in the coming weeks. So that doesn't go in here. So everything that goes in here is going to be the boring papers, things like math tests, spelling tests, anything that you want to keep that has a outstanding, wonderful comment on it. Or it could also be journals, any kind of journaling, anything about special papers they wrote about their family or their favorite pet. Those types of things can go in here. Now, at the end of the school year, you're only going to put in this envelope what you want to keep. That means things that you have funneled through in the pile of all the kids' papers, and you have deemed that those everyday school papers are worthy of keeping. So your threshold, the amount that you can only keep per child per year, is what will fit in this envelope. Now, that's going to be really easy for most people, but sometimes parents want to keep everything their child created. So your threshold is the envelope. One child, they will put on it their name, their grade level, and if you want to, you can put the year in which your child was in that grade. For example, Caleb Brock, first grade. You can put the year that Caleb was in first grade if you want. Now, at the end of the year, you're only putting in here what you want to keep. And really, it's things most likely that when your child has a child and they start going to school or being educated, they're probably going to be interested in seeing some of the work that they did. So you might be keeping this a while. Either way, take everything that's in that gold tone envelope and put it in a tote. Now, this tote is going to house all of the gold tone or all of the envelopes, no matter what color, all of the envelopes for your child's entire school career. So if you're starting with 5th grade, start with 5th grade. If you're starting with kindergarten, start with kindergarten. Now, one tote can hold all of your kids' school papers, whether you have one child or you have 4 children. It doesn't matter. This is where it's just going to be envelope after envelope of each individual child you have of what everyday school papers they had that year that, again, worthy of keeping. Now, you don't have to go through these papers every single day that they come in, and we're going to talk about that in a video coming in the next week or so. But you're not going to keep every single piece of paper that your child brings home. So you're really going to divide them, and I'm going to leave you with this. You're really going to divide them into 3 categories. Portfolio, which is one we've already talked about in a previous video. And then today we're talking about everyday school papers. And then the third category is artwork. Now, artwork can be quite large, and artwork can be quite large, right? So we're going to talk about things to do and how to organize it. This is a whole system. It's not just something that is a one-off thing here. I'm going to explain how all these are brought together in a system that you can set up really easy in your home. In fact, mine lived in my garage for years, and I had 3 sons. So therefore, I had 3 of these systems going on at one time for all my children. So it's a great system to help it keep it organized, because as you all know, those school papers can live on the kitchen table, the top of the washer and dryer, and eventually you just take the pile and you're like, I gotta set it somewhere it's gonna be. Or do you feel guilty about throwing them all out? Some people are like, throw all of it out. But if you're one that wants to keep any, make sure you listen to all of our tips on back to school. Well, I'm Lorraine Brock, professional organizer, helping you get your home, business, and life completely organized.